The fact that it happened, the fact that this thing's still going, the fact that Taylor's now involved, she blames Blake wholeheartedly. That's over. She believes Blake opened the door to all of this, and watching a process server get handcuffed to Travis's home because of Blake's lawsuit was humiliating.
Let's cut the fake shock. A guy gets arrested at Travis Kelce's house at 2 in the morning, and somehow it turns into proof that Justin Baldoni is harassing Taylor Swift? No, this isn't a serve. It feels like a setup. And if it happened the way Blake's camp wants it to look, I don't think it was an accident. I think it was planted. Because if you're desperate to build a pattern of harassment and your own case is flimsy, you stage a headline, then staple it to your next motion. That's what this is. A stunt dressed as evidence. Here's the simple version. A man gets arrested for trespass at Travis Kelce's house in the middle of the night. Local news confirms the arrest. The police report is heavily redacted. Tabloids fill in the blanks and claim he was trying to serve Taylor Swift on behalf of Baldoni. There is no proof of that. But that's not the point. The point is how fast it became a talking point. A weird moment, a big name, a redacted record, then boom, pattern of harassment. It's not discovery, it's theater. If it trends, it gets filed. If it feels chaotic enough, it gets cited. I'm not saying Baldoni's team couldn't have orchestrated this. I'm saying Blake's team will be treating it like they did. They don't need facts. They need a mess with Taylor's name on it. That's all it takes to argue impact. The facts don't have to land. The vibe just has to hit the judge on page 1. Let's talk strategy. Step 1, grab a messy incident near Taylor's orbit. Step 2, let gossip do the motive building. Step 3, fold the chaos into a filing and call it proof of a pattern. It's not a lawsuit. It's a storyboarding session. People keep asking why Taylor's so quiet because her silence works in Blake's favor. No statement? Perfect. Blake fills the silence herself. Taylor's embarrassed. She's cutting ties. She blames Wayfarer, all without saying a word. She becomes a backdrop. Not a participant, not a witness. Just a prop in someone else's plot. And that's what this story is. A prop auditioning as evidence. The filing doesn't need to say, Taylor Swift was harassed. It only needs to say, third parties have been impacted. It doesn't need names. The judge reads it, the gossip connects the dots, and the message is clear. They're not just coming for me, they're out of control. It's not proof, it's pressure. And the internet does the heavy lifting. 10 headlines, 20 hot takes, a few inside sources. Suddenly Blake has a narrative. Not a strong case, just a strong feeling that gets printed like it's fact. And while we're talking about orchestration, don't think for a second that Ryan Reynolds is just sitting at home, reading updates like the rest of us. I can picture him right now, in a glass conference room at maximum effort, whiteboard behind him, fielding spin strategies like it's a Super Bowl ad. This isn't his first time weaponizing perception. He's made a whole second career out of it. Quick cuts, viral framing, just enough emotion to make it real. It's not a court strategy, it's content planning. This is what they do. They turn perception into product, gossip into leverage. Public confusion becomes private advantage. You don't need something to be true. You just need it to be sticky enough that it can't be denied out loud. And if no one challenges it, boom, into the filing it goes. Not as evidence, as context. And this is where Blake's team shines. They don't treat gossip as a threat. They treat it as raw material. It doesn't matter if the story is flawed, messy, or outright fake. If it runs long enough without contradiction, it becomes useful. Silence doesn't kill rumors. It embalms them, preserves them just long enough to look legitimate when printed in court. Let me keep it real. Confirmed, there was a trespass arrest at Kelce's house. Claimed, that man was serving Taylor. Unconfirmed, that Baldoni's team had anything to do with it. Totally unverified, that this ended Taylor and Blake's friendship. But that's what the narrative says. Taylor's done. The friendship is dead. And Blake is suddenly the innocent party in a Hollywood mess she allegedly started. Now here's the part that makes this look deliberate. Even if none of it's true, Blake still wins. Because now she gets to say, Your Honor, this is their behavior. First me, now Taylor. It reads clean, it lands harder than actual evidence. It builds the illusion of a pattern. And when Baldoni's team stays quiet, Blake points at that too. They're operating in the shadows. They're dodging accountability. Even Taylor won't speak. Heads, they lose. Tails, she cashes in. You want to know how this plays out next? Watch her next motion. If you see the words well-publicized recent incident without a name attached, this story just made it into court. Redactions be damned. It's the same play they've been running for months. Bake the chaos into a paragraph, cite the noise, then pretend it all proves something. And if Wayfarer tries to clarify anything, boom, another filing. They're litigating in the press. It's a trap, set with gossip, baited with silence, framed as retaliation. This is not about law. This is about optics. This isn't justice. It's leverage. And Blake's entire case has become a stunt calendar. Not a strong claim, just moments. Headlines, viral bait. You can't show a pattern if there's no behavior. So you manufacture one. You blur the edges. You tell the court, I'm not the only one they've hurt. And if Taylor's silent, even better. The absence becomes the proof. The lack of a statement is treated like impact. They treat her like she co-signed something she hasn't even acknowledged. And once the media runs with it, they act like the judge has to acknowledge it too. Let's be clear. I don't buy the serve story. I buy how useful it is. I buy how Blake will use it. I buy what it gives her, legally and publicly. And if you're wondering why it's always Blake in the center of the storm, that's the strategy. She's not proving anything. She's performing pressure. Sanctions aren't about what you did. They're about what it looks like you're doing. And right now, Blake's team is producing those optics like it's an HBO pilot. Here's what to watch for. Does the next motion reference the event without naming it? Are there more headlines cited than affidavits? Is the language urgent, emotional, and vague? If yes, then this whole circus did exactly what it was supposed to do. It fed the paper trail. And if Taylor finally does say something, you already know what happens. Blake's team will run it through the copier, highlight every word, and file it under Exhibit Retaliation. Because let's be honest, this isn't just Blake's production. It's a team project. Blake weaponizes the story. Ryan weaponizes the silence. One plays the victim, the other plays the strategist. Together, they've built a feedback loop where gossip fuels court filings, and court filings fuel more gossip. So if you're watching this thinking, wait, how did we even get here? The answer is easy. Blake built a stage, invited confusion, and cast Taylor without asking. Now they're selling it like justice. Comment below if you're buying any of it. Or if, like me, you're just watching to see how far the PR will stretch before the truth snaps back. If this ends up quoted in someone's next filing, just remember this is commentary, not courtroom testimony, a personal opinion. A slightly unhinged, sleepily researched opinion after a hard day's work from someone who watches too much legal drama and doesn't trust anything wrapped in a tabloid headline. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I've seen this movie before. And I know PR when it puts on a suit and files paperwork. So yeah, Taylor's not a witness. She's the lighting. And the camera is still rolling.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.